Yeah, man, spirituality is real trendy right now, man. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. I'm not knocking that. But I just want to make it stood, man, that Chris Gardner is on the spiritual tip, man. I'm a spiritual dude, man, but I don't wear the costume, no. You know what I mean? I'm spiritual, but I don't wear the costume. You know, um, it doesn't feel necessary for me to, run around calling people king and queen and God and goddess, Now, make it understood. I'm not knocking those things. If you genuinely and authentically feel called to express yourself like that, that's all good. I'm not attacking. I'm not knocking those things. All I'm saying is that, let's be honest, that is the agreed upon language of black folk spirituality. You get what I'm saying? But you don't necessarily have to do that, right? Those things don't necessarily make you more spiritually inclined than somebody else. Because it's not my expression to be out here, hey there, queen, hey there, queen, king, grand risings, beloved, goddess, God, Because the black expression of spirituality is typically that language. And also, getting your dreadlocks and wearing a certain type of clothes, been draped in this, draped in that, these crystals and that, right? That may authentically be you, but that's also the agreed upon costume and expression. Get your little Ankh tattoo. You know what I'm saying? Get your Ankh tattoo, your third eye tattoo. Your eye of Horus. You know what I'm saying? These things are the outfit, the costume, the uniform of spirituality. All I'm saying is you ain't gotta wear a uniform to be spiritual. You ain't gotta wear the uniform, right? If you wear the uniform, that's cool, but you don't have to wear the uniform. You know what I mean? The uniform is almost it's like a spiritual peacocking. It's like a spiritual peacocking. You know what I mean? I'm spiritual here. I'm not saying that's why y'all do it. I'm not saying that's why y'all do it, but that's the appearance. That is the appearance, the agreed upon appearance of black folks, black folks, spirituality, right? And then if you're talking white folks, you got the fairy like white woman. Yeah, you got the fairy like white woman. You ain't got to be fairy like. You ain't got to be fairy like to be the spiritual white woman, though. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. The fairy like white woman is the agreed upon expression of the spiritual white woman. And I'm not knocking that. If you genuinely feel called and you like to authentically express yourself in a fairy like manner as a white woman or whoever, that's all good. I'm not knocking that. But you don't have. But for those who don't feel called in that direction, you don't have to do that. That's all I'm saying. Even when it comes to astrology and crystals and all that, man. To me, those things are not the substance of spirituality. Those things are potential byproducts or outgrowths you may pick up along your journey of trying to be in tune with the unseen forces of the universe. You know what I mean? But let it be known, man, I know some very spiritual people who don't know too much about astrology. And I know some very basic and worldly MFers who are all into astrology. Right? I know some very spiritual people, man, who don't really know crystals. They don't really know crystals like that, man. I know some real generic, basic, worldly people, man. They are, cookie cutter, all into crystals. Right? So, to me, man, spirituality is simply the journey of developing a relationship in a connection with your true, authentic self and developing that alignment. That's all spirituality is to me, man. Everything else is just a costume that goes on top of it. That's all spirituality is to me, man. Is the journey of developing your relationship and the knowledge. They say know thyself, and the knowledge of the true, authentic you, and then expressing that. Getting into with your intuition. You know, your process, what's right for you, who you are, right? And it's an individual journey, okay? It ain't got shit to do with what the news talking about. It ain't got shit to do with what's trendy in the world. It ain't got shit to do with what's trendy on social media. It's a journey with you, right? And if you're truly on that journey, you start to find yourself disconnecting from certain programmed worldly beliefs, concepts, ideas, paradigms, and ways of living. You know what I mean? That's how you know you're on your journey, man. When you look around, the world says this, the world says that. But you sit to yourself, and you go, nah, man, that shit ain't, that's not resonating with me. That's not correct. Right? That's one way. But, yeah, so to me, man, spirituality is not a language. It's not a certain way of talking. It's not a certain way of dressing. None of that, man. You know, certain things like that may come with it. But the core substance of the spirituality, man, is, you know, developing that relationship, that connection, that understanding, and that knowledge of your goddamn self and expressing that however it needs to be expressed. Okay? It doesn't mean texting somebody in the morning, grand risings, beloved. It doesn't mean calling, you know, men and women kings, queens, goddesses, and gods. I get it. It's uplifting language. I understand it. I just don't feel called to generically call people those things. You know what I mean? Because everybody doesn't exist and behave in those manners anyway. But that's beside the fact. Even if they did, I probably wouldn't say that shit. It ain't me to speak it like that. You know? So yeah, man, you can be spiritual without the costume. But if you wear the costume, that's cool. That's cool. If you wear the costume and it's truly you. If you're just wearing a costume and you ain't really about it, you fuck all that. But if you know, if you wear a costume, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.